Got the riches. Timber fill my needs. I got land in the sand in the West Indies. Got a little island of my very own. I got a dog. Solid gold bone. Because I own a percent. One got made and got. Ed is already here.
I didn't think I just got late. My hair was growing too long. So I got me a fader when my dishes got dirty.
Turn it up.
Shout out to the real special ed. Hold up, Ed. Shout out to the real, the legendary special ed. Is here with HighlyDishFunctional.
In the building.
I'm totally pumped up. And you know what? Fuck your life. Shout out to the real. To the real, the legendary special. Why is that going like that?
I'm right here. What's good? Let me, you know me, I'm always at work.
Don't be at work then. You must gotta get off. You at work, special ed is here. You gotta get the fuck out of here. I don't see you. I can't see you. You fucking up the picture. And
I don't even know what's going on right now. You done popped into a whole other, you done popped into a group chat. We all fire. What's going on?
Hey, what's good, baby?
All is well, man. Peace, salute, man. Thanks for having me through, man. Peace to all. Peace to all.
Here, man. Shout out to the real, special ed, the legendary, and a lot of people don't know, and what I did know, that you was really a kid when you dropped I Got It Made, man. Shout out to
really, tell you the truth, man. I was a full ass grown adult, bro, at that age. I was probably a full ass grown adult by like 10. Really, man. For real, man. For real. Like on some self-sufficient, trying to achieve and aspire. Like, I'm like, man, fuck this. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? You did achieve and aspire. Chad, you got something to say to Ed before we take this away?
Yo, it's an honor. I'm glad to be here.
Peace.
Salute to Nash. Salute to Ed.
Let's go. Yes, sir.
Ed, what's good, man? So you came in the game young. And like I said, you said you was a grown-ass man. And when you say that, I want to know what you mean. Was you fucking? Was you sticking it in? Was you smoking cigarettes or something? Like, tell me about what made you have
absolutely. At that point, you know, unfortunately, I was smoking Newport cigarettes at the time. I fell victim to that plague. You feel me? You know, we was outside more than we was inside. We was trying to be somewhere and go somewhere other than stuck in that house. You feel me? And that was the mentality of us in those days was, go have fun in the streets, go find adventure, go find money, go find what's popping, and make a name for yourself and a life for yourself, because it wasn't inside the house for us. You feel me? So that's around our age range. That was our mentality. Now it's a totally different thing, and they have a different mindset and even ways of communicating. You know, it's not as direct or as social. Like, we can talk. We know how to talk to people on the street in person. You know what I'm saying? We know how to deal with things. A lot of people don't. You know, they grew up online. They grew up in social media. I just realized, I looked on my shit. I think I had my Facebook or whatever it was for like how many years. I'm like, damn, this how long this shit been on? And then you got people that's that age alive. So they was born online. You feel me? So it's a whole different dynamic in terms of social, you know, social interaction, period, of how, you know, our personalities mesh with our psyche in the real world. You know what I'm saying? Not this virtual shit. We talking about the real world. You know what I mean? Because when we was doing this, there was no social media at all. There wasn't no internet. We was going from place to place, physically contacting and communicating with everyone that we encountered. It wasn't no likes, checks, posting this and now. We in your city. I'm in your town. I'm in your hood. Come on, pull up. You feel me? So it was more of a direct campaign on the ground, boots on the ground, as opposed to now where, you know, you press a button and sell out of all your cosmetic line in an hour. You feel me? We couldn't do shit like that. right? We had to go out there and sell this shit piece by piece, hand to hand. You feel me? All over the world. So really, that's what it boiled down to. Is like the technology is making it a lot easier to reach across the world and make commerce. But and you know, market yourself. You know, you got stars online. Like, I don't even understand how the fuck that happened, but you know what I'm saying? Because of social media now, you got famous social media people. And I guess that's a thing.
That's why we here.
Amen. Amen. Hey, what happened over there? You got the okay, you got to get that 4K internet popping. There we go. There we go. Come closer.
It feel good right there. I want to hit that. Now I'm just, that's my.
Peace. How you, Ma? You good?
I'm good. Peace, God. How are you? Thank you for being on the show. Sorry for
no worries.
delaying my presence.
That's what she does. She's always late.
Yeah. Yes. No worries.
So, and when you talk about social media, when you talk about, you know, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. When it comes to relating to people now, and I don't know if it's just my age, you know, outside of my circle, I ain't gonna lie. Social media has had its effect.
Oh, absolutely. It's more
That's
of
true.
a more of an impact than mere television, because television, you at least choose when you want to sit in your house and watch it. Now with social media, it's in your palm, it's in your hand, it's in your brain. You can't get away from it. TV, you could get away from. You just walk into the next room. You walk out the house. Once you leave the house, it's done. But this should follow you around. So it's having more of a psychological impact and programming on everyone. Because this is all programming. You know, this is all meant to arouse your emotions and shit, and fuck with your intelligence and question your existence and shit like that. You know, that's what social media is here designed to do. Am I living good? Why am I not living this way? Or why, you know? So it's creating that kind of dynamic amongst people questioning themselves and whether or not they are, you know, living well, doing well, being well. You know what I'm saying? When they need to understand that, man. They need to understand and put everything in its box. Cause this shit go in a box. This ain't life. You know what I'm saying?
And how do you deal with that?
Oh, I don't participate. I don't subscribe. I don't really give two shits about none of that. Like I'm on here only because for one, I own my name. It's patented. So anybody coming out here talking about special ed, man, you know, I gotta make sure to see to that. And I gotta make sure that I exist on every plane and every platform and every realm. You feel me? As me, as it is intended. So that's why I be on there. You know, I post, I've been here, I've been there. You ain't never gonna see me posting like, yo, I'm right here, right now, doing this, doing that, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't raised that way. Who the fuck does that? Like, you know, maybe after I leave, I show you where I was. You feel me? But you don't be like, yo, come get me. I'm right here. You're like, fuck wrong with people? The tracker's on. You feel me? But it just is what it is, man. I don't subscribe, man. I chill. I live this life God intended for me. You feel me? I don't give a fuck about nothing going on social media or what nobody care. It ain't none of my business. That's the problem. The problem is everybody feels like everything is their fucking business or their concern. It has nothing to do with you. Let it go. Leave it alone. Keep scrolling. You feel me? But they get emotionally involved. They get attached. And this shit is psychological. AI fucking with you. AI is pulling your strings. AI fucking rubbing your back. AI is really fucking with you. So you keep getting stroked. Yeah.
Because there's a few hoes that I feel like that we connected.
Well, see, that's if you subscribe or you into those energies, man. I'm on a super high vibration, my G. I ain't got nothing to do with none of that no more. If you feel me, I don't no scavengers, none of that shit. You feel me? I'm on a whole different vibration. So Nothing I seek is there. Anything that I need from here, any commerce, any shit like that, I'm gonna have my kids do that shit, man. Like let the younger generation set shit up and run it and do that part. But I don't have to personally subscribe to anything. I don't even subscribe to the mankind, society shit, the law, none of that shit. They ain't got nothing to do with me. That has nothing to do with me. Y'all got to stop giving your energy to everything and everybody. That's the problem. Stop subscribing to other people's bullshit because it does not concern you. You should really not give a fuck or have an opinion on what someone else is doing, what they want to do, what they did. Like, who cares? Like, go ahead, do what the fuck you doing. Embarrass yourself. You feel me? Yeah, I'm over here doing real life shit, making sure that my family is good, making sure my shit is right, you know, and I'm on point as a human being. I have no time to be concerned about frolicking and playing around online with people's feelings and shit. You feel me? Yeah.
Chad, you got something?
Yeah.
And you got something? Because, you know, I'm a director too, so I'm going to let y'all get in.
How do you feel about Instagram making all this
money?
Oh,
I was just about to post today. I'm selling my check for like $200K. Fuck this. Yo, I'm selling my check. I'm selling my check on everything. I sell my Twitter check. I sell my IG check. Same shit. I'm selling my checks, man. $200K. Holla at your boy.
You
selling my shit.
Page.
They can have my shit. $200K. Y'all can have my shit.
You make another one.
Come on. What the fuck? We talking about virtual shit. This is like buying a fucking skin for your emoji. What the fuck is you talking about? You got to prove who you are to somebody? Who? That's the next thing. Y'all up here trying, people so busy trying to prove themselves to another human being. Yo.
That's what it's about here.
Yeah, well, that's why I don't,
life.
We don't do that shit. Yeah, all right.
Chad, you got something? Shout out to the real.
So regarding the technology, how do we break the fact that, like you said, back in the day, we didn't really care about what the next person was doing, and now we do.
I don't.
Technology. How do we break going back to who cares what the next man's doing? Let's
educating ourselves and our children properly so that when they have these devices, they have everything in perspective and context. They ain't subscribing and believing this shit. They're not being emotionally swayed. They're not being depressed and giving anxiety over shit they were looking at on a fucking device. Like, you would never give your child a toy and expect for it to make them sick psychologically. You never give them an activity or something to do and expect for it to have a profound effect on their fucking behavior and their mindset. You think, yo, I seen some shit about school shootings. What the fuck is going on, bro? This is because of this shit, because of this programming, because of the violence that they see, because of the video games that they fucking stuffing down everybody's throat. And everyone subscribing, you know, life is imitating art. And that's the problem, man. Life ain't supposed to imitate art. Art imitates life. So now you got people imitating what they see on these games, this GTA, this ops war, this blah, blah. Ops, we ain't no fucking ops. Y'all ain't at war with nobody. Who you at war with? Your cousin? With your brother-in-law? That's who you at war with?
That's exactly who they
motherfuckers cut it out. Y'all motherfuckers cut it out and check your bloodline. You know what I'm saying? Figure that out. Y'all motherfucking try. Y'all clearly think y'all know who your enemy is, but do you know who your family is?
When it comes to this rap shit, and you see these young rappers, and they out here killing each other or getting killed, and you looking back, because you part of one of the pioneers of this thing. How you feel about that shit?
I feel horrible. That's why I'm speaking now. That's why I'm doing something about it. I have an organization, Special Ed Arts and Literacy. You know what I'm saying? I promote arts and literacy. That's what I'm on. I'm philanthropic. You know what I'm saying? That's how we doing it. But I just actually partner with the HHA, which I'm also on, you know, a member and on the board of the HHA, and we're doing a Stop the Violence movement. Because this shit is ridiculous. This is way out of hand. And not just in hip hop. I mean, the stats on the school shootings, and we only in April. Bro, this is like,
Period.
Right.
period. And I recognize that as a problem. Like, you know, you got 10 trains fucking crashing. You don't recognize this as a problem? Come on, bro. Like, y'all ain't that stupid. Because I ain't.
Do you think social media has gotten us jaded? Like, well, jaded to see
Yeah, yes, because what it did, it made everybody normalize tragedy. And now we're all now content creators creating something nifty for us to show our sentiments of a tragedy. So it's just a nice page tribute, a picture of this person or picture that person, rest well, rest in peace. That ain't enough.
and then we
That ain't enough. That's complacency. That's you just saying, oh man, I'm gonna put this picture on the wall and that's it. Nah, man, it's too much going on. Something has to be said. So, you know, my organization, SEAL, we call it Special Ed Arts and Literacy, and the Hip Hop Alliance. You know, we have partnered to do the Stop the Violence movement, and we're recording a project for the Stop the Violence movement, but it's more so about the movement itself and getting the message out there, the word reaching the people, reaching the children especially, because the children are being taught and directed. Children live what they learn. So if they're learning some bullshit, they're going to grow up being on some bullshit. So we have to teach them properly how to discern reality from what's not real. And what's just entertainment. You see, entertainment, it's cool to make all kind of songs, just like they make all kind of movies. They make all kind of shows. But you got to know up here that, yo, this shit is entertainment. This is how we handle it. This is a business. This is how we handle that. We're not going to take this shit out on the street and act like we, you know, woo, 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 outside off this stage. You know what I'm saying? That's not cool. Because for one, these artists don't realize these people out here in the street ain't got nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? So you keep playing games. And you just have to be, and that's what's happening. It's forcing them to become something they're not, or become more real and be more defensive. And now when they out there, they like, you know, they all swole on, yo, what you do, whoop, 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 whoop. And it's not, you know, you shouldn't have to even go outside like that, man. This is your family. You're not doing that. I don't see a lot of people going into white communities or places with full of white people doing that. And, you know, what you looking at, this, that, and the third, whoop, whoop, threatening them and this and shaking people down and robbing. You know, they don't do that. They prey on their own. They prey on their families. They prey on their own communities, the people that look just like them. So we got to stop doing that. That's not cool. Who told you to do that?
You think that's one of the weaknesses of our people, that we take our shit out on our own people?
Well, see, the weaknesses of our people is here because we've been programmed to do so. It's not in our nature. We are peaceful people, period. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why we've been handled this way for so long. You know what I'm saying? But the fact is that that's not in our nature, man. We're not that type of people. We have been programmed systematically over time. You know what I'm saying? This is taking generations, but we're here now to where we don't know where we at. We don't know we in our own country. We all know they came in here and kicked us out of our house and got us enslaved and on the streets and in jail and shit like that. Like we have no knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? We thinking we from here, we from there. We don't even know where we from. You from right here. You from where you at, right here. So
and that should matter.
Yeah. So, you know, we need to understand what is happening to us and how do we move past this. First, it's with knowledge. It's with literacy and knowledge. So that's why I'm on that, because the first thing we got to do is educate these kids so that they're thinking on a higher level, on a higher vibration. They're not thinking about how do I go hustle these drugs. No, they're thinking about how do I expand my horizons? How do I build? How do I excel? You know what I'm saying? How do I prosper? You feel me? Not how do I do some grimy shit I learned from my uncle. You know what I'm saying? Nah, we don't want to hear that shit no more. Not against, don't commit those crimes against your people. That's not cool. You know what I mean?
Y'all got something? Cause I'm gonna take it away.
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely agree
Right,
because the way this world is going, it's like I don't care. And what you just said for me
No,
to
I'm not
say
talking about
something.
that. I'm
So
talking about what he said. It was such, growing up, what I'm saying, special ed was, from what I was a young kid, so I'm only gonna talk from the kid aspect. You was the richest rapper in the world. and that's what we wanted, man. And he always been like this. This is not nothing new. I did my research and I was so surprised, like, oh shit, it was a total opposite. And it fucks you up. So yeah, go ahead, talk. I'm just saying that was heavy.
okay. Nah, how do you feel about the whole legislation over there in Florida where they really want people they could carry guns without a permit? And this is like right after the school shooting.
This how I
Like,
feel.
do you feel
I've been carrying
like
my gun since I was a teenager. And I'm just glad that I can legally carry my gun. Now, I'm anti-violent, but I do believe that if people with sense had firearms, that they would have more control over certain situations. You understand? Now, it's not for every idiot or everyone with a mental imbalance to go have a gun and run around shooting people. It's about people to police themselves, their communities, their families properly, without the threat of being harmed, killed by somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Without people come into a cost you and harm you and kill you and your families. So I've never been reckless, even as a teen. I understood the responsibility of having a firearm. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't think, I think it's systematic. Once again, it's programmed. And this is the result of a generation raised on these ideals, raised on these games, raised watching this content, raised in a society full of violence. So let me just say something like this. When I turn on Netflix and I want to watch, and I ain't plugging no company, fuck Netflix. But anyway, when I turn on the TV and I'm trying to watch something, all I see is dark shit. Everything is fucking dark. Everything is kill, murder, blood, death, this, that, the third, crime. Like, every fucking thing is programming us with all this negative content. Where do we find positive content? Where do we enrich ourselves and educate ourselves and better ourselves? Why does everything have to emotionally affect us, intimidate us, scare us, do whatever it's intended, program us, normalize murder, normalize crime, normalize you hurting someone, normalize someone dying in front of you? That's what this does, especially when you're seeing it at a young age. And that's a fact.
That was
right.
Real shit. That was some real
Yeah,
shit.
well, that's all. I'm on to some real shit, man. I don't do the fucking dramedy, none of that bullshit, man. I've been in this game since I was 15 years old, and I'm now 50 years old. I'm celebrating my 50th with hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And at no time during my career, during my history, did I ever play with nobody or no thing, because I ain't about that, and I don't want nobody playing with me. And that's basically how it is. You know what I'm saying? I live a real life. We all do. Because when we get off this phone or we get off that stage, we got to go take care of our kids, our parents, our family members, whomever, the same way. We all got to sit down and shit and wash our ass. So that's the bottom line, no matter who you are. So, I don't really concern about status and who got likes and who got followers and who got fake ass US currency and who got whatever. I don't like, none of that matters to me. What matters is what you saying and how you raising your young, what they growing into.
That's powerful. That's a powerful statement. And that's a powerful message. Chad, you got something?
Yeah. Youngest in Charge album cover. when you guys dropped that album cover, there was so many rumors that you had one hand.
Yeah. Nah, it was cold outside. I had my hand in my pocket. It was winter. It was winter right under the Brooklyn Bridge or Manhattan Bridge. I think it was Manhattan Bridge. One of them bridges, but it's fucking freezing right by the water. And I had on that, you know, my shit was warm.
Yeah,
My hands, you always keep your hands in your shit, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a question. You never, for somebody that, you know, I Got It Made is such a powerful song and it meant so much, but you never wore jewelry. I never seen you with no jewelry.
Yeah, I never subscribed to that either. That's another one of society's ills, is finding value in, you know, minerals to wear on your motherfucking body. Like that's what iron ore. What, you gonna dig up rocks and wear that shit next? Like, you know, take some shit out the ground and put it on your body and walk around like you the man if you want to. But that shit don't impress me, and it don't do nothing for me. It don't give you no superpower, and your blood spill the same way. So I never really subscribed to jewelry or none of that stuff. And, you know, I just don't believe that it adds value. What it adds is a lot of problems for some. You know what I'm saying? I grew up where you go ahead and wear that jewelry you want to. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on Church Avenue and 31st. That's a block off of Nostrand. So where I grew up, you know, very few people walk around with a lot of jewelry on like that. But it's just a mind state from understanding that and understanding the repercussions of doing that. You either got to be ready to kill or, you know, ready to die. So you go ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you one more question. We got to talk about this. How you feel about Trump being indicted? You think that was rightful? It was rightful that they indicted him?
That nigga should have been indicted years ago, bro.
For something else, right?
For everything. For his years of crimes, to the people in New York, to all his tenants, to the scumbag shit, to the contractors, to everybody, man. Like, this guy's been a scumbag. But I will say this, though. He's an asshole and he don't know what to say out of his mouth, but sometimes he say real shit. And that's because he's not maybe fully programmed in that way. He's still an idiot in his own heart. So he's got that mouth. But some of the shit he say is true. I agree with a lot of the shit about what, you know, the kids and, you know, how they handling our education system and you know, dealing with our kids and these choices and transgender and all kind of bullshit. Like, you know, look, reality is reality. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with his life, but I hear some of the things he's saying. And with a lot of people, like you can have people that you totally disagree with and still have points or areas that you do agree. So and that goes for everybody when we talking about race and sex and gender and this and that and the third. You may not like what somebody is or how they look or what they have become, but they still a human just like you. You know what I'm saying? And I used to be away. I used to be homophobic. I used to be all kind of shit just as a youth, being ignorant. But as I matured, as I grew up, you know what I'm saying? And just looking at life and looking at people and how fragile this life is. You know what I'm saying? You cannot judge anybody by their choices, circumstances, or the things that have happened to them in their lives, because it has clearly affected them in some way. And you just have to be able to try to help people to heal from what they have been through. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, when you see something and somebody is crying out, you don't become abusive towards that. You try to heal that. You know what I'm saying? You try to work with them. So be aware when you see somebody. I know it's all over New York, especially the inner cities. There's a lot of people with mental health issues, a lot of people with all kinds of issues. Let's not judge them so quickly. You know what I'm saying? Let's not be the, you know, let's not be that. Let's be caring and kind, especially to our people. Let's deal with that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think we need to do, is care more about these people and how to make them better or help them, as opposed to making fun of them and just, you know, always gigging on shit. You know what I'm saying? It's time to fix shit. Fix something. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Tell me about Howie T. Looking back on it, what does he mean to you in your
Man,
career?
Hitman Howie T, man, saved my life. You know what I'm saying? Personally, since I was a teenager, you know, I kind of had a plan because I know Howie was the top producer in Brooklyn, in the neighborhood, in the world of me. But he was putting out all the artists in my hood, so I was like, man, that's who I need to go to. So Howie put me on, man, and produced my first album, and you know, many songs to come, you know, from other albums and shit. I got unreleased stuff from Howie. Anyway, he gave me the chance, man, and showed me, taught me how to produce, you know, how to do, you know, what he did, you know, willingly, didn't look for anything. And he's always been like a big brother to me, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I love Howie T, man. You know, he's also being considered for induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So I want to
That's
lobby
big.
for that. Yeah, man, I want to lobby for that, give him his flowers. The man, you know, that's my problem with all this shit, man, is that we work hard and we do a lot, and then sometimes the politics gets involved. The only people acknowledged are the people that was, you know, kissing ass and in the politics, you know, rubbing noses and shit, you know what I'm saying? Eskimo shit, you know, feel me? So I'm just glad that they're considering him and they're giving him his props because he put in a whole lot of work for a long time for a lot of people.
And
Yeah.
speaking of politics, man, so I want to know, man, this is a question for me, man. You had the first album, you had the second album, and then it was kind of like you disappeared. And by the time I was a teenager, you was back. And I want to know, do you think that gap hurt you in any way?
Well, any absence is definitely going to affect someone's career. You know what I'm saying? It's just like what they say, you only as good as your last hit or record or whatever. So it's a thing where you have to stay visible. You have to stay in front of the public. And that's basically what social media is. It's about staying visible, staying in front of the public and being seen. So once you stray away from that, someone else will come. You know, but that's the cycle with everybody. Like artists have a run and they get a few years and then they gotta, you know, chill for a minute, do things, get repositioned, whatever, realign, and then come back again and do their thing. For me, the industry had changed so much at that point that I stopped subscribing to all that shit. I started to see things for what they were, understand the dynamics of the business and what was going on, and I didn't want to participate. I seen the agenda, what they was leaning towards, the messages that they was pushing. I'm not with all that like that, man. Like, I'm not going to compete in that market. I don't compete now. Ain't no competition for me. Ain't nobody out here competing with me. I ain't got no competition, man. That's it. I'm on a whole different vibration. Like, I'm not in their game. I'm not in their race. I'm not on that track. I'm on a different track. I'm in a whole different fucking place. You feel me?
Talk about it, people. Y'all got something to say, Angie? Check.
Oh yeah. Okay. So like, tell me about like your family life, like outside of music. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously
Appreciate
you're
that.
highly intelligent.
Well,
You
yeah.
know,
Well,
you
I just
talk
actually
about
got
well, yeah,
remarried
like
last year, and we both have 5 children total. You know, I had 3, she had 2.
not,
So that's what it's about, making sure these kids are right on this journey out here in life. Make sure they staying safe and keeping they sanity and their wits about them. Making sure they, you know, prosper in this world. That's really what it's about, making sure my parents are okay. They still alive. They still together. I love them. I always have. I've always wanted to live the life they had, you know what I'm saying, in a loving relationship to this day. You know, my father's 87, you know what I'm saying? So props to him, man. I think about that every day, and I'm thank the Lord for both of them. You know, my mom's 77. I thank the Lord that both of them are here, and I honor them. You know what I'm saying? Period. That's what I'm about. I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. I'm about my family, my parents, my children, and that's it, man. You know, I don't bother nobody. I let y'all go ahead and compete, climb on each other's backs, do all that funny shit. I don't do none of that. You feel me? So leave me out of that. But I will tell you, man, it's it's a journey, even for me, myself. Like, I even had to recently just, within the last few years or so, like, really, I think we all got a real awakening. The dynamics change, life change, the parameters of life change. Like, we just realizations, came into play. And I think that we all have a clearer view of what's real in life and what's important in life. Hopefully we all had a chance to really assess that and determine what's really real. And I think that for me, it's just, about what's always been real, my family. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Because when I've gone out there, been all around the world, traveled this, that, and the third, had my experiences, had my fun, this, that, and the third. But in hindsight, I have to look back and think of all the time and the energy that I've wasted with people that didn't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? People that, wasn't worth my time or energy, that I gave my time and energy to, trying to please people, trying to get likes before social media. You feel me? So all the places you run into, the shit you running down, the people you running behind, you know what I'm saying? It's really not necessary 9 times out of 10. So just, see what's real, see what's right, see what your life needs to be about and what it does not need in it. You know what I'm saying? Because I eliminated a lot of shit in my life that I was just like, for a long time, I stopped drinking. I never really was an alcoholic. I never had a problem or anything, but I just determined and assessed that it was destructive. It was unnecessary for me. And it really didn't make me feel good. It made me feel sick, every time. So why would I sicken myself for pleasure? That's, what I'm saying? So you have to start to determine what's real, what's right, what's good for you. Even really understanding down to nutrition and what you're putting in your body. Like, you was taught a bunch of bullshit, and now we all here swole the fuck up, sick, limping. You feel me? So we all got to relearn and understand who we are and what we need, not what somebody that hate the fuck out of you and want to see you dead tell you need. Because they ain't never gonna tell you what you need. They're gonna tell you what you need to hurt yourself. All right? Remember that.
Where can you find the programs that you're involved in?
Oh, absolutely. At SEAL Special Ed Arts and Literacy, we have hip hop literacy, arts and literacy program. We have STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. We deal with a lot of tech. We do some online stuff. A lot of this. Well, that's what I'm using technology for, is education. So what I use it to is be able to reach out to more people. Instead of being able to go in front of a group of, say, 20, 30, 40 kids, I can go online and reach thousands of people at once, or hundreds at least, whatever. You know what I mean? That's what technology is doing. So we're developing a lot of online programming and modules. And we have these things called a knowledge cipher, where we have professionals and successful people within their industries that come and engage publicly and socially with our members and with the Hip Hop Alliance and our Stop the Violence movement. So we're discovering and creating paths for people to engage in so they stop the violence, so they understand there's jobs out here, there's opportunity out here, there's community building and community development programs, there's assistance through the government, there's pathways, you know what I'm saying, that you can take if you want to do things to empower yourselves or help your community or stop violence. So that's what we do. So we have the knowledge ciphers. They're up on the website, Special Ed Arts and Literacy. The website is sealartsandliteracy.org. You know what I'm saying? And this is our logo right here. So, go up there and you can learn. You can learn. We talk about forming nonprofits, organizations, LLCs, show people how to do it, tell them about how to start community programs, school programs, stuff like that. So that's what we do on a level for adults and others that want to participate and partner and do the things that we do and do the things that our other professionals do. We sort of lead by example and teach at the same time. We don't just do it and be like, yeah, we do this. No, we want to show people how it's done, how to do it in their own community, so that somebody in Compton, California can do the same thing and provide jobs there, or, you know what I'm saying, programs there, or tap into community resources that are available that they may not be aware of. So that's a part of what we do over at SEAL, not just for K through 12 and college level students, but we also help out adults with knowledge that want to better themselves and their families.
Would you network and connect with the program?
Come again?
Would you network
Absolutely.
and connect
We
with
partner
program?
all the time. Like we said, the Stop the Violence is a partnership as well with the Hip Hop Alliance and my organization SEAL. So we have Root Branch Media out of Maryland that we're doing some partnerships with. We have a lot of organizations we partnership. I've done a lot of work with the Urban League, just independently. There are organizations that, as an organization, you're doing philanthropy, you're doing work for the people, you're doing service. So if there is another company that is also doing service, it only makes sense because you help each other. You help each other to get the job done. And that's what it's about is, you know, a lot of people, we all want to be the star, the boss. We all want to say we did this. We all want to be Trump. Yeah, we're this, we're that, we're the boss, we're that. But it's about working together. Success comes from teamwork, comes from a lot of people working together. So that's what we promote, that's what we teach. And with any organization, I would advise you, don't try to do everything yourself. Partner with other organizations, partner with people doing the same work as you so that you can do it together and have more success. Because you're one and their one makes two. That's more than you alone. So, you know, the same energy you putting out, they're putting out too. So that's double the energy going out. That's energy, that's vibration. So that's why I do all media. That's why I'm even on here, right? Because you, exactly, because you put out your energy into the universe and you promote yourself and what you believe in and the things you want to, you know, disseminate to your audience. So basically, anybody that's doing that, an artist or someone with a message, should take that opportunity to see that. I used to do all interviews. I don't care if it's a newspaper, one page, a pamphlet, whatever, because they're the ones putting those pamphlets out in their community. They're the ones pushing your energy, making your name live on. So a lot of artists that don't want to do this, don't want to do that, they don't understand the journey that they on. You know what I'm saying? Because just like they have a journey, you have your journey. You know what I'm saying? And you're doing your job. So if you're doing your job, all I have to do is sit here and plug into what you're doing, and we doing it together. You know what I'm saying? So it's about spreading the message and utilizing the resources to do so. You know what I'm saying? So just the artists out there, a little tip, man. Everybody out there that's, you know, wants to do this or do that, they're putting energy into that. They're putting their force and energy into that. So take that into consideration. That helps you.
Shout out to the real. Hey, real quick, man. So let's get to the music. Give me your top 5, Special Ed.
Top 5 music?
Yeah.
Of today or of all time?
Sound bites.
All today or of all time?
Give me both, if you can.
Okay. Today I like shit like Her. I like shit like Her. You know what I like? I make everything into a reggae remix. So I don't, you know what I mean? That's what I do. I just like to change shit around and make my own songs. Fuck it. But I like R&B, man. I don't do too much rap all day. That shit get me hot, want me to hurt something. I'll stop the violence. I listen to peaceful music. I listen to music that's going to make me calm down and love somebody. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear no drill kill shit. I'm not about to hurt nobody I love. I want to hear some peaceful shit. But I do like you know, I like to hear creative hip hop. You know, I like to hear the artists that still make creative music that's not about harming yourself or others. So it exists. If it's out there, I check it out. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really have no particulars. I like R&B shit. I like to hear creative hip hop. You know, I like to hear the artists that still make creative music that's not about harming yourself or others. So it exists. If it's out there, I check it out. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really have no particulars. I like R&B shit. I like, you know, I just like listening to cool shit I can relax to. You know what I'm saying? I'm from a high anxiety, high pace driven, you know, environment. So I'm trying to get away from that energy. I move from that shit. Like y'all don't want that.
All right. What about, so you was on Juice and you had the cameo on Juice.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know you spoke about it 1,000 times, but never spoke about it here. You was on Juice. You had the cameo. You was friends with Tupac and Biggie. So I got 2-part questions. So I want to know, how was Tupac? How did you get the role with Juice? And how did that impact you when they was beefing?
Okay, well, how I got the role of Juice was I was up on the set. I went up there to just chill with Pac because he was filming. I had read for that Raheem part, I think it was. Whoever the curly head kid played, that's who I read for. So when I went up there and see him got the part, I was like, yo, what the fuck? How they got a different curly head kid doing this shit? I was like, oh, they got a look-alike, nigga. All right, I see. So I ain't say nothing. I just chill. And I told Pa, I was like, yo, son, you know I read for this. He was like, word? I was like, yeah, I ain't get the part. He's like, oh, man, son, all right. So she just gets up and bounces. I'm like, all right, you got to go do something. So he come back in the room. Yo, son, I got you a small part. It's just like a cameo, man. I couldn't, you know, I talked to them. I was like, yo, bro, what you doing? I'm good. No. I was just telling you. You know, I was just mentioning to him that I read for the movie, and then again, he went in there and must have, I don't know what he did, but he had a part. They had a cameo by the time he was done. I was like, oh, shit, that's my G. All right, that's what's up. So we did that. You know, that's how I got that part. And and that was my car. They had a Wrangler or some shit, like them Jeeps with the hard top, without no top, with the fuzzy dice and shit, fuzzy steering wheel and pink shit, like real crazy. And I was like, nah, y'all want to use my car in the movie instead? And they turned around and looked at my shit. I'm like, okay. Yeah, so we got the little man out there to wash it up, wipe it down, and clean it for the movie. You know what I'm saying? That was all live shit. I think that was the actual dude that, you know, was actually out there cleaning cars. It wasn't even like no extra or no movie character. It was a motherfucker cleaning cars. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you produce. People don't know you produce. I mean, I know maybe behind the scenes, but for here, you're a producer.
Hold on, my bad. Pardon, don't mean to cut you off. And you did second part. How did I feel about him and Big Beef? And that shit felt horrible. Because for one, I knew they was both great human beings, great people with great personalities, loving, kind, funny. You feel me? These is real human. These are my people. And you got to imagine, too, at this time, you're talking about young. You're talking about young men. You know what I'm saying? Teens to 20s or whatever. Not old, young, 20-something, like my son's age. You feel me? So even at that age, you know, we were all mouthy. We were all expressive. We were all rambunctious. We were all fiery. You feel me? So to be to have your life cut short because, you know, of your fame and your decisions, you know, it's unfortunate. But for me, it was just hurtful to see how the situation even, you know, transpired, how I manifested. You know, I was at the Source Awards when all that shit popped off. And once again, that was partially the fault of media. It was the media's fault. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have their shit together. The show was some bullshit. It was janky. And part of the problem was they went up there and told Pac to come out, but was playing somebody else's music type shit. Like the cue was wrong, the timing was wrong, and then people out there looking stupid. So then we got mics in our hands. We gonna say shit. We real dudes. So, you know, that's what happened. Shit was said and it turned into a tense situation. That's all. You know, and I think that that was a major part of that was the fucking Source and the Source Awards and they bullshit. You know, whatever. Life goes on, you know what I'm saying? But we want to be real about how this energy was created. This energy was created live at this event pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Because I was sitting there watching and thinking to myself, what the fuck is they doing? This is real unprofessional. It's either unprofessional or strategic. I would prefer unprofessional. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that just fucked up everything for a lot of people because as artists, we was all cool from everywhere. I've always been cool with everybody, but it caused a lot of people not to fuck with each other. It caused a lot of separation, a lot of distrust, and a lot of violence.
Shout out to the real.
That's crazy.
I got one more question each. We got 7 more minutes, so go ahead.
Oh, well, yeah. Talking about the whole me social media, they did amp it up, the whole East Coast and West Coast beef thing. And it's still pretty much the same. It got worse, actually, because now you have people, they could get on this internet and yak at each other and be thousands of miles away, different time zone and everything, and beefing. Then get caught out in the streets, shot up. Like, I can't tell you, I done lost count, unfortunately.
This is the thing. I think that it wasn't really it's not East Coast, West Coast at all. It's just individuals with smart ass mouths at this point. You know what I'm saying? Individuals that really probably don't like each other and talking shit to each other. It ain't got nothing to do with coast or where you at, because I'm on every coast. I'm talking to OGs from every hood all day long. Remember, we with the Stop the Violence movement. And this ain't just, you know, in New York. This is everybody. Matter of fact, how a lot of this initiated with this new movement is from a lot of the OGs from the West Coast and becoming involved, you know, with the recent passings of several artists, you know, whether they was from the East or the West. We're dying. We're getting murdered and the senseless violence. So Corrupt had even reached out to me and was like, yo, Ed, we got to do something, you know. So that's what we did. And that's what we're doing, you know, stopping the violence, advocating. We're not using our voices for the right cause. So we're going to go ahead.
Well, that was going to be my next question as far as what any new music projects, production coming out?
Yeah, well, I work with a lot of young producers. Shout outs to my nephew, man, Batman. They call him on the production side. He big in the production world, and I'm proud of him, man. I love you, nephew. So, you know, I mentor. I have other producers that I work with. What I try to do is I give everyone, I show them their lane, and then it's like riding a bike. You ride with them and you push them, and then you let them go. Yeah, that's what I do. So I teach everybody how to ride and how to do what they got to do and stay in their lane and be successful. So, yeah, I work with producers personally. You know, I still know how to produce. I can produce, but I'm a philanthropist now. I just do my arts and literacy. I'm in here for the kids. Like I'm giving back because of the life's experience that I've been through personally from a child. I was, you know, 15 years old, which is an adolescent. You know what I'm saying? And I was taken advantage of legally, financially, period. So, you know, I want to, through my life's testament, you know, give back and educate and empower youth not to go for that shit, not to have that. We're not doing that. And to know their worth, their value, empowerment, and to, you know, teach them life skills that they can use to, you know, make money. empower themselves, take care of themselves, their families. You know, we try to show them, because everybody think, I want to rap, I want to play football, I want to play basketball. But there's tons of areas and careers that pay well. 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, $500,000, you know, and up. Like, you just have to put yourself in those shoes. You have to want to achieve those goals. You have to want to be in those industries as well. Not everything is on stage with the spotlight. You know, there's a lot of ways to get paid. You know what I'm saying? That has nothing to do with being the actual star, quote unquote.
Yeah, takes a lot of behind the scenes people to make it work. And
that's why I try to tell you about, same thing with success. There's no single person doing anything. It's always going to be a team. It's always going to be a lot of people to achieve great success.
Any regrets?
I agree.
Now I'm gonna stop the violence.
I mean, the music industry. I mean, your path, everything you went through. You got no regrets.
Probably so, but I mean, nothing we could change. So ain't no need you're talking about shit. You know what I'm saying? Mike, I don't want no indictments, no type of shit going on.
Good answer.
We good.
Yo, this was very inspiring and it was very good. And man, I appreciate you. It didn't even go the way I wanted to, and I fucking loved it. Yeah, man, I fucking love you.
Amen.
Give a shout out to Special Ed before he goes.
Peace and love. Peace and love. I know sometimes we all want to wild out and have as much fun as possible, but sometimes we gotta, you know, do the knowledge. Feel me?
It was directly the whole purpose of Highly Dysfunctional. We present this and we
That's
get
right.
It was on point, and now it got me thinking. Give a shout out to Special Ed so he give a shout out back. We got 2 minutes left, so go right ahead.
Shout out to you, Special Ed. Thank you, man, for coming on to the show. We appreciate you.
Salute.
Yes, sir. Salute to y'all.
Special Ed, I shout out to the real Highly Dysfunctional. And man, you're the best, man. You're a sharp brother, man. I appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Shout outs to the real Highly Dysfunctional.
Thank you, King. And we'll be chopping again. I'm going to grow this thing and I'm going to come right back. Shout out to the real.
Yep.
Shout out to
sir. Peace.
Shout out to
power to the people.
I love you guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back next week. Shout out to the real.
Yeah.
Special Ed, I really appreciate that. You don't have no idea.
Yes, sir. One love.
Peace.
Peace.
Like we came to shut it down. I'm like, we came to shut it down. I'm like, we came to shut it down. Nah, I don't need no help.